Hey, it's Anya.
It's your girl, Nadia.
What's up, guys? It's Trent.
And I'm Ramesh, and we are The Community. We're covering the latest in pop culture, politics, and everything in between. Let's get started. Welcome to another week of The Community, everybody. It's been just like every other week this past 5 months. It's been a week. So how's everyone been?
I'm doing good. I would say I had a decent week. I made some changes, but I've had a pretty decent week. Can't complain at all.
I see the hair is dead. We have a pop of color.
Yes, I braided my locks. I have locks, starter locks,
Looks
so
nice.
I braided them. So I'm getting adjusted to the heavy hair on my head again, but I'm fine. I'm good.
All right, Trent.
Okay.
Just an okay type of week. Yeah. Okay. Well, for those watching, I know you see a new face on the podcast this week. Yes, Nadia has taken a vacation day. So we decided to invite a guest host to join us today. So join us in welcoming Devin.
Hello, everyone. It's Devin. Well, thank you for having me, though.
Yeah, so Devin, tell us a little bit about you. Introduce the community to Devin.
Wow. All right. So yes, as Remy said, my name is Devin, up and coming on the social media scene. You can follow me at DevThalia, DevThalia, and I'm a longtime listener of the community. So,
way to go.
yeah.
All right, so let's dive into some community topics. So the government, the Ministry of Education, has recently announced that as of July the 16th, all preschools and daycares can resume operation. Now, none of us are parents, so none of us have kids. So I can just imagine that this time has been extremely stressful for parents who have young kids. However, I don't know how comfortable I am with daycares and preschools reopening so soon. What are your thoughts?
I feel the same way.
Same.
I don't know what to say. I mean, at the end of the day, like you said, we're not parents, so we don't know how it feels to have to go to work and there's no one to keep your kids. So I can't sit here and say, oh no, don't do that. It's a risk that some parents have to take because they have bills to pay and they have to feed their kids, so they have to take them to nursery. That's the only way that's the only reason why I would say, okay, I guess, but I'm not really on board with it fully for health and safety purposes, obviously.
My first thought was, who's gonna pay for this? Because a lot of people are still not working. So, and nurseries and daycare is expensive.
They are.
Who's going to pay for this? So I think if the parents are still home, I'm pretty sure that they're going to defer sending the kids to nursery, even though they might need that break.
Right.
They're going to look at it as, do I have that $150 or $200, however much it is, a week to send them to daycare or nursery, even though I need that break, or do I not have it? So that was my first thing. My first thought was, who's going to pay for this if I'm not working, or if they're not working?
So is this strictly daycare and preschool?
For now, yes, because all primary schools and high schools are closed for summer break. However, most preschools and daycares are open year-round because during the summer, parents are still working. It's not like when kids go off on break, parents go off on break as well. But I just feel like at that age, yes, I know doctors tend to say that that's the time when kids build their immune system. But I also feel like that's the time when germs are just spread rapidly. I feel like kids in daycares are who bring pink eye and ringworm and these different diseases home to their parents, and that's how it spread. So I
they don't know about social distancing. They're just going to be all up on each other.
How does that work? Like, you put everybody in a crib and tell them don't move for the rest of the day? I just mean, how does that work?
Question. I don't know if this is a dumb question, but is government preschool a thing? Do they have government preschool?
Mm-hmm.
They do?
Yeah.
So they have, okay.
It's not a lot of government preschools, but I don't know the exact number, but there is government preschools.
Yeah, for persons that can financially send their child to the ones that may, and that's a great question, Trent, because for those, it may be that the masses may have to carry their kids there because they can't afford to pay for these private institutions, and that will then create a social distancing issue because either they will have to limit the amount of kids that they can keep, or
I feel like those parents who have multiple children, like if they have an older sibling, they're probably just gonna let them stay home with the sibling and just see how things pan out. Just like the whole beach situation. I know people that are not going to the beach, they want to see how it, how people take to that.
You see why it's so important to have a positive relationship with your parents.
Not just
so their grandparents can keep them.
I think it's all about having a good support system. It doesn't necessarily only have to be your parents. You may have some friends that may not be going back to work that you can trust. It's all about trusting persons with your child.
But the thing is, with this virus still going around, you still can't just, if you're going to trust your baby or your child with this friend that you could trust, then you might as well take them to daycare or nursery, because your friend might have your child on the road doing God knows what or amongst God knows who.
But then I shouldn't trust that friend.
At the end of the day, I think it would just be safer to take them to the daycare, because I don't feel like the Ministry of Education would actually allow them to open if the Ministry of Health did not say, well, it's safe for them to do that. And then who knows, these daycare centers and stuff, they may have to have safety precautions, put in place. Just like everything that has opened, you now have to sanitize, you have to be extra cautious with the things that you're doing with people coming in and out of your establishment. So I don't think that they would allow these preschools to open if the Ministry of Health did not say, it's safe or it's okay for this to happen with these steps in place. That's how
I prefer for my kids to be kept by, like Remy said, a support system versus the nursery where 50 other kids are.
Not only that. So your claim, Anya, is that we don't know who the friend has been around or who they're going around. It's the same thing with that caretaker and those other children. We don't know when that child goes home, they're staying with someone who works to the airport, someone who works with a grocery store. Those persons are still exposed. So it's still all about having some knowledge or some awareness of where these persons have been, the interactions that they've been keeping, and knowing if this is a safe place for your child.
Totally agree. It depends on the parents, because like I say, if you do private, you got to pay for it. If you do government, I'm pretty sure they're only going to have a limit on the amount of people that they allow, the amount of children that they allow in the nursery. So either way, where you do it with family, friends, or, you go to the nursery, you have to decide which, I guess, risk you're willing to take.
Right.
It all.
Because at the end of the day, I mean, the kids we have to live in this world, so we got to choose some kind of option.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Well, I know we spoke about having those close friends and the great support system. So let's move on to our next topic. Let's say you have a really good friend, family member, just someone special that entrusts you with a secret. This secret is so big that they trusted you to keep it. But this person passes away. They've died. Do you keep that secret, or do you share that secret with someone close to you?
Let me say that this particular scenario brings out your true character.
Wow.
If you passed away, if I pass away, and a close friend or companion of mine or family member shares information that they know for me was a secret or confidential, when they die and get to heaven or wherever we may go, I don't want to speak to them.
Wait, what?
He's saying if someone tells a secret after he passes away, if he sees them in the afterlife, they will not interact.
I don't want to speak to you in the afterlife at all. I don't want to see you. I was looking down on you, telling my secret. I will not have nothing to do with you. I would never do that to someone. Even in death, if I do something like that, I still would feel guilty. Like, just because you're not here doesn't mean that
you should share personal
the moral aspect of it isn't there, you know?
I totally agree.
Do you feel like it depends on the secret, though?
That's what I was going to say.
No, I don't care. I don't care. If me keeping your secret is not harming anyone, if me keeping your secret does not stop anybody's growth or anything of that nature, I'm not going to say it.
Okay,
right,
so
now if it's something that's illegal or something
affects another person,
right? Or if it has something to do with, I don't know, holding in criminal information or something of that nature, that may be different, even if you're alive. But if it's not that, then it's a personal secret.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me give a scenario. Go ahead, Devin.
I was going to give like a scenario. So, for example, say it's your father, for example. Your father's on his deathbed. He tells you, I have a child out there that no one knows about. I'm telling you. What would you do then? Because personally, you got to find out about this person. At least that's what I have a sibling that I don't know about.
That's an easy one, because I think in that instance, he wants you to tell somebody. He's on his deathbed. He obviously didn't have the courage to say it.
At this point,
he wants you to go and seek out that other child, clearly.
At this point, it ain't even about him.
That's such a bad secret where it can't be told that, oh, my dad had another child, outside. I don't think it's that bad of a secret for you to go up there and say, there was the other child.
Okay.
For me, it ain't even about him. It's about the fact that, okay, I have a sibling out there. I wanna have a relationship with the sibling. Especially if you tell me, oh, you have a little brother or a little sister out there, then I'm definitely gonna want to have a relationship with my little brother or sister.
But that's his secret, though. Now you've tarnished his legacy, because what if he was in a happily committed marriage for 47 years? Now you're tarnishing this man's reputation by saying he had
but he's on his dying bed. If anything, then he should have just died with that secret. I feel like he's on his dying bed and he's saying that. Obviously, you want me to go and seek out who this tribe is. That's how I feel.
For you to seek out.
I get that.
For you to seek out, not necessarily tell the family.
Yeah, but I'm not going to walk around with this secret like I have a relationship with this outside child and I must not tell nobody. I'm going to
for me,
other siblings.
For me, Devin's scenario is similar to the criminal one. That's not a secret that I feel guilty
telling.
Exploiting. Because ethically, if I know I have a little brother or sister out there and I don't try to form a relationship with him or her, then that's gonna make me feel like a bad person.
Okay, so let me use one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have a best friend. Your best friend trusts you with everything. So they trust you with their email password, their pins for their bank information, everything.
It's interesting.
Right. Now, some incriminating things may be on this person's email accounts or different social media accounts that not necessarily the police need, but their family has inquired on. So family may have asked you some questions, and in your head you're like, "Well, I know where I can find this information, but she or he wouldn't want you to know." Do you keep that information? So it's nothing that's nobody was killed, no murder or anything, but it's just some deep information.
Like I'm morally wrong.
Yeah, like this person really, they did something, or they have some information that they shared with you, but no one else.
Personally, for me, I'm thinking of the scenario if it would happen to me. I would let them know up front, I don't feel comfortable with you sharing this information with me. Why would you choose me? Choose another friend.
I agree with you. And I always tell my friends, I'm not a ride or die. So if you tell me something and I'm in the midst of trouble, I'm going to tell on you.
Right.
Like I tell them that.
Like I'm not trying to go to jail. I'm not trying to have this on my conscience. I already have my own issues. I don't need another thing.
I love it.
So I don't know. I would.
That one is tricky because like Devin said, why you want to share the information with me? You don't have, where's your mother or your father?
Because you're the best friend. You're the person who has all of their secrets.
Okay. Well, this is how I would approach that situation. Okay, you want to give the information to me, fine. I will move through God's direction. If God allows me to reveal this information, then I will do so. If God doesn't allow me to, then I don't know. It's all about assessing the situation. Like, there's no one straight answer for that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Now one Tropsy scenario.
Like I said,
no. Like I said, this is your best friend. You all share all the information, including the PIN number for each other's bank accounts.
Each other, okay. Right.
Once that person has passed away, are you going on that person's account to get their money? Or are you leaving the money on the account?
Okay, so you being a best friend, there has to be a reason why you would know your best friend's password and things of that nature. If your best friend doesn't have a relationship with their family, I can understand why you would take the money.
But if they have a good relationship with their family, you would leave it.
If the best for me, if the deceased individual has a relationship with their family, that's who the money should go to.
Okay. I ain't gonna lie. I can split it with this mother or somebody else. You gotta come in.
I'm now a part of the family.
Yeah, like they love me anyhow.
These are conversations you need to have with your best friends.
You know, like something gotta come to me. All these years I knew the passcode, and I do nothing with it.
Yeah, you have the whole secret in the email. You want to know that you gotta get paid for this.
Yeah, it depends on how much on the account. You know, I get dropped the family little something, or
I
go to the funeral. I'll do that.
Anya, I feel like if you do something like that, God will block your blessings. You don't feel that way?
Yeah, I feel
like
that's one of her blessings. Now the friend died, now she got money.
Oh my God.
No, that's the family's money. I don't agree with that.
So if you have all the information, you're part of the family.
Devin, what would you do? I didn't know your answer.
What makes the family more better getting the money than me? Because I mean, they trusted me with the password, not the mother, the daddy, the auntie, cousin, sister. Me.
I do. Okay, let's say we get to the step where I have all this information and, you know, I value this friend. Mm-hmm. I do the situation. I have everything. So at the point where the friend dies, I feel like I'm gonna have to keep some, but I'm gonna also split it with the family. Like I'm gonna word it in such a way that, you know, this was a burden upon my life. They entrusted me.
Nah, you doing too much. I was
at the deathbed.
So say, give you all this. That's that.
Yeah, but what does the law say though? First of all, there's no law around that.
No.
How about
there is trend? It is the next again.
Use your discretion. Decide which way you want to go.
So what I will say,
I'm in the will.
I agree with you, Trent. It's great. It's necessary that you have these conversations with your friends. If you are ready and trusted with their bank account information, ask them, why do I have this information? Is it just for ease of access when you're to work to get money? Or is it for when you're dead that I get the money? You know, just have some understanding.
Cover all bases.
Yeah. So just have these conversations with your friends. Find out exactly what it is.
But we ain't get to have these conversations, though.
Well, if you were ready with the bank account information,
I agree, though. You should be curious as to why are you giving me, you know, the passcode or the PIN to your bank account and all of these private things. So I would be a little bit curious to why would you do that?
Because they may be using you to launder money for all you know. Right. So
I wouldn't want to be involved, period. That's my number one answer.
Well,
I would feel guilty, so that's the family's money. I don't want God to punish me.
Well, Trent, some other people that may be feeling guilty right now are some people on YouTube. YouTube has been falling apart, okay? In recent weeks, since the Black Lives Matter movement has recharged and taken on a new force and sense of meaning for persons, a lot of YouTube influencers, their past has been coming to light. One of those persons is Shane Dawson. So Shane Dawson, for those who may not be aware, has been I would consider one of the original YouTubers that has been on the platform. And a lot of videos have been resurfacing with him performing some acts to a photo of an 11-year-old Willow Smith. He has been seen using the N-word as well as blackface. In one of the videos, he is seen referring to Beyonce's daughter, Blue Ivy Carter, as a grown A male. Why? No reason. And for those that don't know who Shane Dawson is, he is a privileged white man. Okay? So I bring this up to ask, do you feel that persons in this scenario who have such a deep past that doesn't seem to have changed over the years, do you feel that these persons should be canceled, or do you feel that they should just get a slap on the wrist and a warning to say, hey, change your habits?
I feel as though we need, before we get into the Shane Dawson thing and Jenna Marbles and those other persons, I just feel like we need to be careful with the cancel thing. Like, it's becoming a trend. I feel like some people are doing it to hurt others without taking into consideration that we all make mistakes, and every mistake that you make doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be canceled. When it comes down to Shane, I was never a viewer of Shane. I do not know Shane. So I feel like maybe his viewers can make that decision on whether they want to cancel him or not. However, I do think as a grown adult, it's important to have empathy, and it's important to know how harmful racist tactics are, because you may say that you're not racist, but you may have implicit biases, and you may not fully understand the history of blackface, and that in itself makes you subconsciously racist. You just don't know it. So I think as an adult, it's important to be responsible. It's important to be careful what you post on the internet and understand that there are going to be repercussions for it. But I don't think we should just jump into canceling. Does he seem genuine when he apologized?
So for me, I know you mentioned Jenna Marbles. So Jenna Marbles would have done something years back. Since she did that, she understood what her era was, and she made change in her videos. So the style of videos that she did, she changed. She essentially did an overhaul of what her messaging was. So when it resurfaced, she apologized and she removed herself from YouTube, saying, let me take a step back because it's not about me right now. It is about this movement. But just know that I've already changed that mindset of thinking, and I've changed the messaging behind my videos.
So that's why I think she's genuine, because I actually watched her spoke, and I feel like she understands how harmful it is. She understands the history behind it, and I think in order for an apology to be genuine, you have to understand why it's a problem first. Yeah. Now, and I'm not sure if Shane is there yet.
So the difference with Shane's own was that, like I said, his content is already polarizing. He has been doing the same style for years. There's not been much change or evolution in his videos.
If I may ask, exactly what does he do? Like, he just does commentary on like videos.
So comedic commentary, like
or something.
So
he has a show, I think.
He characterized himself as a comedian, or characterized himself as a comedian. Okay. So he did things that would get persons to laugh. So whether that be, like I said, performing these illicit acts in front of an 11-year-old's photo that he assumed would get laughs. And obviously he did, because his platform continued to grow and gain followers. So he felt that doing the blackface gained him followers. He felt that calling persons the N-word gained him followers. Were these the followers that he relates to? Or was this just something that he saw that he jumped on the bandwagon for? So by the fact that he continued to do these things and hasn't changed or really changed his mindset or changed the content that he puts out, that's the difference between him and Jenna Marbles for me. In addition to that, when he issued his apology was more of a, well, you know, I did these things because I suffer from mental health issues, not an accountability of, I am so sorry for doing these things. I understand what impact it had on any group of individuals. I will work to not only eradicate this content from my platform, but also move forward with a different way of producing content. So that's what I think the difference, and that's the reason why I feel like a lot of persons are canceling him, because it doesn't seem like he has much.
Yeah, the apology sounds like it was just there. Like he only did it because, you know, you do something wrong, you apologize.
Right.
It's like a PR move.
Keep his YouTube, and it's not really intentional, or it isn't where he actually wants to change or do better or make a difference. And when you have a big platform as such, you have to be very careful of what you're doing. And I don't even think you should be changing now, because things have been happening with Black Lives Matter and racism and all of that for such a long time. Within the last 5 years, you should have already started to transition whatever it is that you're presenting to the public a little bit different. You should already be aware of what's going on for you to say, well, maybe some of the things I did in the past, it's not appropriate for the current times right now. Yeah. So I understand the difference now. And I would say, if he's not able to understand and recognize what he's been doing, then he should be canceled.
Sorry. I was gonna say I agree with Trent. I don't watch Shane Dawson. So I can't really speak to the type of content he puts out, and like his fans should be able to say whether he's canceled or not. But I mean, I agree with what has been said. Like things that you said back in the past, can you grow from them? Yes, you can if you're authentic in it. If you're forced into it by the media and by what's happening in society right now, then I don't feel like that's very genuine. So.
You have to want to do it on your own. You can't want to do it because, you know, you're on the brink of losing a bunch of money and your YouTube page and things of that sort.
Yeah. You're worrying about your money. That's it.
I think he should take a break from YouTube. I feel like if that's necessary, he should take a break.
You know what I think the core issue is? The core issue is, and not just YouTube comedians, a lot of comedians in general, like I said before, they don't know the history behind these things. They just feel as though they're putting makeup on their face and making a joke, but they don't know that there's an actual history behind blackface. I think we need to get into educating people about these things, and when we see creators that we follow on these platforms performing these things, we can go in their comment section and say, hey, do you know that this is an issue because ABCDFG, not just automatically jump into attacking. Because some of them genuinely have no education whatsoever on these types of situations.
It's not only that, Trent. I also feel like it is the fan base. Because if my fan base is telling me, oh my gosh, yes, I want to see more of this.
I'm getting millions of views on it.
Right. Yeah. As someone, if this is my job and this is how I make an income, I'm not going to say, oh no, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to say, okay, what else do you want to see? Let me help you.
But again, you have to have some kind of like common sense to not attack a race of people, attack a minor, things like that. Like you need to do something else.
But if you're on social media every day, you have no choice but to see what is happening as well. So if I see all this Black Lives Matter, police brutality, all of these things that's been going on for weeks and months, why would I then make a video pertaining to
video's
stuff
old,
like
right?
that.
Videos are old.
Whatever
However,
you want to call it.
Trent, with that, same to Anya's comment. If I see that these things are happening and this is such a loud message that's echoing across all of these different social groups,
I'm going to avoid.
why would I then go to my posts or my videos, review what I have already put out, and remove them? Why leave them up on my social media platform to continue to get views?
Right.
And then even before someone notices it and calls me out, I can then make a post and say, hey, I've done some things in the past. I have added to all of the segregation and the racism that has been put out there. Let me first apologize before it then blows up. Persons are aware of all of the things that they have out on social media. A lot of
they will find
are.
them.
Okay, so it can be a case where after I am attacked for having this information, I act blindsided like, oh my gosh, is that what that was? Oh my.
When I was 13.
Question for you guys. Have you guys ever traced back on any of your platforms, Twitter, Facebook, like from 2010, 11?
Facebook reminds you that.
Right.
Sometimes, yeah. I'm like, oh,
and every time I see something, I post
let me go make sure I remember posting links to the, you know.
So,
what was the question though?
Like, have you ever posted anything in the past, or have you ever reviewed anything that you posted in the past that you were like, oh, what was I thinking?
Have you ever made a conscious decision to say, let me go check my Twitter, let me go check my Facebook to see if I would have posted anything silly back then?
To be honest, yes.
Yeah, I think every so often you should go back on your social media and see what it was you was posting, or what the things that you were saying and how you were, because you could have changed from 2 years from now.
You mature.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot. And I feel like people, like when you're young, you say stupid things. Like if you're angry, you go to Twitter, you type whatever.
Yeah.
And then you go back and read it, it's like, why did I?
Exactly. It's like I was stupid, babe.
But as you notice that mistake, do you just be like, boy, what was I thinking? Or do you remove it? Or do you private it?
I'm definitely removing it. Let me say this. For memory purposes, I would, like, let's say it's Facebook, I would lock it for only me. Mm-hmm. So next year when I look at it again, I'll be like, wow, look at that growth. And then
but does that make you a bad person if you type
I like to witness the growth.
Does it make you a bad person for whatever?
Keep it public.
Oh yeah, sorry to talk over, but I said if we said things like that were ignorant in our past, does that make you a bad person? Like, does that make you?
No,
you know what I mean?
If you're a bad person, you just wasn't educated on the topic at hand.
Yeah.
For me, it's a great reflection of where you were and how you've grown from that. The issue is if you look at a post that socially persons and morally persons can look at it and be like, this is horrible. And you look at it and be like, boy, I was woke from time. No, then something is wrong with you. And that's what happens. A lot of persons have the same mindset that, ain't nothing really wrong with that. Blackface, nobody's really checking. It's only a joke. You know?
Oh, well, yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
It's all about your intentions, but the issue with that is nobody knows your intentions, and that's why you have to be careful what you post, because nobody knows your intentions.
Yeah, it's true. Well, someone who came with intentions this week, very intentional in his moves, was Mr. August Alsina. So August Alsina did an interview this week admitting or confirming that he had a relationship with Jada Pinkett-Smith while she was married to Will Smith. Now, rumors and speculations have always circulated that Will and Jada are in some form of an open marriage. So once these interviews had circulated all across social media, both Will and Jada confirmed or made remarks stating that this was false. Will also stated that he never gave August Alsina approval to have a relationship with his wife. August Alsina responded to both of them stating, I have all love for both of you. However, everyone was aware of me going on this interview and the topics that I would be discussing. Jada then responded to saying, I will be heading to the red table to talk to myself. I am ready to see this red table talk.
Me too.
Do you all think that August Alsina and Jada Smith actually had a relationship that was more than just platonic? Or do you feel that he just misunderstood what was happening?
He misunderstood.
He is way too grown to misunderstand his relationship with any woman. Way too grown. Maybe if he was 16 or 17, he may have misunderstood. But
Well,
how old is he now? He's like an hour age bracket.
He's 27.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like 20.
He did not miss. Okay, so this is my thing. August.
September.
Let him know.
August. I don't know whether it's true or not, but two things. Why would he lie about it? One. Why would he? What's his?
One of the reasons why he would lie about it is because he wants to stay relevant. He just recently put an album out that's actually not even in the top 10 on iTunes. Okay, so he probably wanted to speak about it to keep himself relevant because of his new music. But my thing is, why would you want to speak about it now when it's been happening, or if it ever happened, you will always hush up about it in other interviews. So why now do you want to speak about it?
Let's just say, let me just say this. Let's just say it's true.
Okay.
I'm sure Jada entrusted in you to keep it confidential and will.
Okay.
I feel as though this particular situation may have persons misinterpret your character, because that's not something that I would share to the media.
So, has anyone ever been in a breakup where you were madly in love with someone and the relationship ended and it's just like, I really want this person back?
Right, and you're going to do whatever you need to do to get the attention.
Right. So I feel, honestly, yes, it could be that because he's a younger guy, he may not be as mature. But the way that August has spoken about Jada, the man said,
he in love.
If I never dated another woman in my life,
he good.
I have already lived.
She is very attractive and smart. She's a very attractive woman.
It has to be more than just smarts that have that young man tripped. Okay?
Did he cry in this interview? He didn't cry, right?
He didn't cry in this interview, no.
He sounded like it though. His voice was shaking.
He was very passionate. He definitely, I honestly feel that.
But August has always seemed like a passionate, like he always passionate about something.
It was.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But even when the friendship started, the rumor started because it was an awkward friendship. How it just went from, oh, hey, nice to see you at award shows to you're traveling on family vacations.
Yeah.
So they brought up a clip of her talking about it on Red Table Talk. Mm-hmm. And she was saying that he had came.
Oh, she showed it already.
No, this is like a past Red Table Talk.
Okay.
She said he had showed up in London to watch Willow and what the next one? Jada perform. And from there, he was like, he spoke with her and he told her he was struggling with life and stuff like that. And so that's how she took him on. Mm. He's friends with her children, so she took him on like that because he was struggling. And she said that the entire family was involved with his process of, I guess, healing and going through all of that stuff. Because remember, he has like, I don't want to say a disease. Like he has some sort of,
I think it's either lupus or one of these.
Right. I think it's. So she was saying that the entire family was along with the process, you know, of just helping him get through life.
Took him in
because of all of his struggle. Right, all of his struggles that he's been going through. So that's how it. I guess the situation or the friendship, whatever you want to call it,
formed the connection. Yeah.
Because pictures of him and Will together and stuff like that showed up as well.
Yes, because the man said, Will gave me the blessing. Another clip that's circulating right now is also from their Red Table Talk, so the episode where Jada had Will present to discuss their marriage. Mm-hmm. And on the table, Jada says, listen, we are in a marriage. If he is in one joker with somebody and I'm in another joker with somebody else, we still under this roof. So if you're on jokers with other people, obviously We all in the jokers together. So why can't y'all be in the joker with August Alsina?
I feel like it happened.
I think the reason that they're denying it is because and I will always say that Will and Jada tread that line so good in not confirming nor denying what their relationship is.
Mm.
So they don't want somebody outside of their relationship coming and saying, yeah, they're open. Yeah. I was in it with them. No. They don't want that information out there. They could acknowledge, they could say, maybe, you never know.
It's possible.
But they're not going to confirm.
You don't have no proof.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But now,
and then if you just see him in all the pictures, he's just close to the family.
Just a family friend. Well,
so and so.
Jaden and him must hang out, you know? So, I think it's more to that situation.
I think it's more too.
I wouldn't be surprised if she would have. I mean, shame on her, because you could find somebody else, man. So that's my whole thing.
It's fine.
But I also feel like he only did this for clout, because it seems as if their situation has been done with for a while. And I'm pretty sure he's done interviews.
It's either that,
but he's
Anya.
been asked about it before. So why do you have to talk about it now?
Anya,
If this
Anya,
is a woman that you love so much, why are you going to put that out there to make her look bad or to cause unnecessary drama?
Anya, either it's for clout or he's really hurt. Okay, being somebody that also struggles with an illness, that in addition to losing somebody that you love, he may just genuinely be hurt, and this is his way of expressing it.
I'm sure he could have reached
out off his shoulder
behind closed doors, saying like, "Why?"
Me personally, I would have done it behind closed doors. Yes. I would have done it behind closed doors, yes. But we're all different. Maybe
he's a celebrity. They're different.
For me, it looks bad because you're talking about this now while you're promoting your album.
It does, and I wonder where his manager is.
Automatically attach that to you're looking to stay relevant because you want to sell music.
He need to hire
me,
Knowles.
Matthew,
yes. Him and Kelly.
We can talk about Kelly in another episode. That's coming up.
You need to hire Matthew. Why didn't you consult with Matthew before you release this information?
I don't know.
The thing that it opens, the Pandora box that this whole thing opens, is if it is confirmed that yes, they had this open relationship with August Alsina, who else has had part in this?
Because they said that they had. Well, where did this rumor come from? Like, did they say it? That not August Alsina, that they have an open marriage. Like, where did that come from?
Their dialogue, Devin.
From marriage to life partners. They usually acknowledge one another now as life partners. They don't say we're
my husband or wife.
Couple. Right. They just say life partners. But I feel like, isn't marriage a life partnership?
It is.
Or supposed to be?
It is.
I feel like, for them, they might have two different definitions for marriage and life partnership.
So people ran with that and said that they had an open marriage?
Okay, Devin, listen. If you consistently listen to them speak about their relationship and them speak about relationships in general, you can put one and two together and think to yourself, it seems as though they're in an open partnership. This is not something that
seems like they deal with other people.
Like Ramesh said, they're really good at talking about it without confirming anything. But if you're clever enough to try to read in between the lines, you may be able to pick up on, hey, maybe they're open to different things. It doesn't necessarily have to be another partner coming in, but they're open to a lot of things.
Mm.
Yeah, they're very creative with their wording, Devin, to the point where it creates a narrative for your imagination to create. It's like
they're leaving it for you to interpret.
Right. What did they say? Is it?
And does it work for them? Like,
apparently so.
Yeah, because they're still likable.
They've been together all this time.
Right.
But the family seems to still be a united front. So
and they're still a little secretive, aren't they? Because like we don't know much about them.
So
because
the
people
other
are not
aspect,
open to. That's because people are not open to hearing things like this. People think it's ludicrous. People think it's abnormal.
Mhm.
Why are you bringing somebody else into your marriage? Why are you, why are you calling it a partnership? People don't want to be judged, and if people
But
don't.
then
want
all
to
things go in when you're married, right? Like, what is the saying? Anyway,
the other aspect of it is their religious beliefs. So a lot of persons feel like that is behind
right,
the choice to be in a life partnership versus a marriage.
right.
So
I feel like it's the same thing. I just don't like that he did what he did. Personally, I feel like
August.
I get you might
he's
be
referenced
hurt
it
and
before,
you
though.
want
He's hurting.
He has referenced
I think
her
he made a
before.
song about it, which I
Yeah,
saw.
He made a song about it.
But that does not mean that they did it. I'm not denying that they could have possibly done anything, but it still does not mean that they didn't.
You have a good
How
point,
many
though.
of us have been in love or had strong feelings for someone that we've never even been in a relationship with? We may have been friends with,
Me.
but like we've never moved past a friendship with that person. We could have hugged them, we kissed them on the cheek, we hang out with them, but we in love with them, but we just never met, gone past that stage.
Your thought process, Annie, is that he has imagined this relationship to this point. No, because it can't happen. It can't be that, it just be like, wow, we talked on the phone about my health issues till 1 o'clock in the morning.
These mixed signals.
Oh my
She may have been
we're in
affectionate
love.
towards him, but in her mind, it could have been friendly affection.
Right, that's
he's
true.
falling in love with her, so he's seeing it on another model. He's seeing it in another way.
Okay, I could believe that part.
Like I said, I'm not saying that they not have done something.
Y'all ain't slick.
Y'all ain't slick.
But
It's just very interesting how he brought it up, and he's promoting his album too, though. So
y'all are too safe. Y'all know.
I'm waiting on this red table.
It's also
I'm waiting
not
on the red
him
table
bringing
talk.
it up. I don't want to throw him under the bus and make it seem like he went to this news outlet and he was like, you know what, I have the scoop for y'all. No, he was asked this question in an interview and he answered.
Just want to kill it,
He's been
Dad.
asked the question in an interview many a times before, and you deferred from answering. So why are you answering now?
Let's
Just keep going with the trend.
Let's take a page out of Shane Dawson book. He might have be depressed, and he might have taken his depression pills this morning, and this was the day when it was just like, I'm not suppressing this no more. I have to.
Where's your
let this
PR
out.
team?
Say it again. Because he was in iTunes when the first come out. When I checked last night, he wasn't even in top 10.
He's a hot topic now. So even if people aren't,
I even forgot about him, to be honest.
Persons can look and start listening to this song because they want to know if any hidden messages in it.
That's true.
If he really wanted to do this as a PR stunt, Hanya, that's what it should have been. After the interview, release a song talking about it. Then people would have listened, it would have gotten plays, and then he would have had a good chance of being in the top 10.
But they both denying it, so it makes him look crazy in a way. But nobody knows the truth. So
Jada, you better spill some tea at this red table. That's all I gotta say.
Nah, she's gonna be very particular with what she says.
Look in the eyes.
And she doesn't have the answer. She doesn't have to give answers to anybody really.
She usually doesn't.
So she's gonna dictate how it goes.
She is literally writing her own questions to answer
As I
herself.
said,
So
And
she
y'all
knows
know-
what's gonna happen. She ain't getting
Y'all know,
the
right? And y'all know she's a good talker too. So there's gonna be a whole session of not answering anything.
It could be a lot of emotional talk. It could be a lot of deep and bunch of pauses. So it'd be like, Jada, just look at me. Look at me now.
I don't want to say
mirrors
anything
right
that's going to hurt him. You know?
And that's not what we're here for. We're not here to bash anyone. You know?
Yes.
We're just here to clarify misunderstandings.
I think we were in a place where, I felt, and how did you feel?
And it also.
I watch Red Table Talk too much.
I need her to release. I need her to give us more information of when this is going to be released, and I want to see the trailer. I want to see how dramatic she's going to make this trailer for everyone.
I
want to know if
her.
the entire family is going to be there. Will it just be her?
Will needs to be there, and
Is it
August needs
just
to be
a
there.
Facebook thing? Is it just Facebook?
So she has a partnership with Facebook. That's where she releases it.
Yeah.
So Facebook has
Also,
like a Facebook
so
TV.
she's getting coins from it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, it's a show. Let's dive into our final topic. It's going to be a rank topic. So I want you, we have a number of pizza establishments all around the Bahamas. I want each of you to give me your top 5 pizza establishments.
Wow.
And they have to be ranked. You can't just say which 5 you like. I need you to rank them. Put them in order. And tell me, and I need you to explain why you choose your number 1 as your number 1. I'm going to go last.
No, you.
Oh, Lord.
I'm doing my list right now. I'm sorry. I only have 3 on
I
my
need to
list.
think of 5.
That's
Can
the
we
problem.
keep
More than 5. So let me give you some of the pizza establishments over here to help you.
Okay, go ahead.
So we have Marco's Pizza. We have Domino's. We have Pizza Hut. We have Papa John's. We have Caesar's Pizza. We have Mario's Pizza.
Mm-hmm.
We have Pizza Lab inside Bahamar.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. We have Sabaros.
oh.
Okay, so I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay, I think I'm ready.
Trent, let me welcome you to the red table.
The red room.
You may begin. Yeah, the red room, Devin.
So my number 5 is Little Caesars.
Even on your list.
Very affordable, and once you catch it, 5 minutes after collecting it, it's gonna taste okay. So they're number 5.
But if you leave it longer than 5 minutes, if that pizza goes cold, that is a mess. Go on.
Number 4. The only reason why, okay, let me say this. This establishment would have been number 1. But the only reason why it's number 4 is because I haven't had them in years, and I've heard lately their pizza isn't good. But when I had them back in the day, it was good. Papa John's. Back in the day when I had Papa John's, I love a thick pizza. And it was.
I got something to say about that.
It just gave me substance. Some people like flat pizzas, but I really do enjoy a thick crust pizza with a lot of cheese. And that's what Papa John's gives me. Okay. Marco's Pizza, it's really good. It's really good. A lot of substance, flavor, a lot of taste. That's my number 3. Number 2, same thing, but the crust beats Marco's. That's why it's number 2. And my number 1 is Mario's Pizza. I'm sorry.
You want to say what number 2 is?
Pizza Hut.
Okay.
So that's Little Caesars, Papa John's, Marco's, Pizza Hut. Then number 1 is Mario's. Okay. Cheesy, thick.
And for persons who are a bit confused as to what Mario's we're talking about, yes, we are talking about Mario's Bowling Alley.
Okay. Their pizza
right, okay, because I was, okay.
Yes.
Sorry, y'all.
Yes, that pizza is amazing. All right, Anya. Annie J, let's hear it.
Wow. Number 5 would probably be Atlantis Pizzeria.
Ooh.
Oh, that was okay.
I don't know. It might be a little higher, but it's in my top 5.
That's nostalgia. Okay.
I see you.
I throw Sabaros in there as well.
Okay.
Domino's.
Okay.
And then Pizza Hut. I only got 4.
Domino's was
I love Pizza Hut's crust.
What?
You could just sit there and eat Pizza Hut crust. Just eat the crust. I ain't even a pizza yet.
With some coffee.
No.
What?
No. No.
Now I feel like Atlantis Pizzeria and Sabaros is kind of similar, kind of. Maybe in the pizza size, but
it is. It's the pizza size that has you that. But
yeah,
the flavor of Atlantis
is a little bit different. The flavor is a little different.
That price, that
price though. That price is
Sabaros, Domino's, Pizza Hut.
It's expensive, eh?
What?
Sabaros,
it's
anything
good. It's really
worth
good.
It was worth the money.
But,
it's worth the money.
That's Sabaros chocolate
It's an
cake.
investment. Never heard of it.
You should. I'm telling you.
Okay, let me go to Sabaros for cake, Devin.
Devin sounded like the people who say that Sabaros have the best fried chicken.
That chicken ain't it. I'm sorry.
I think
Sabaros because you're right there, but You ain't worth the price.
I agree, Trent.
All right, me. This is very hard because I'm a particular person. I go to one or two places only, so I had to reach in the back of my mind for this. Let's say number 5. I think Papa John's is number 5. Papa John's has a lot going on with their dough. I don't like all of that dough for less sauce. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot going on.
Back in the day, they used to be too saucy though, so that's why I feel like they readjusted their formula.
I know about that.
They used to be saucy. The cheese
I
never
remember. Okay, so my number 4. Oh God. Let's say my number 4 is I'll say Mario's. I'm gonna go with Mario's for number 4, just because I don't really have it a lot, so I can't really. But I know it was good the one time that I had it.
Okay.
Number 3. I'll go with Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut's just a little bit saucy for me.
You?
and the cheese, you could taste the cheese. Like it's too like an Ian all the way. I'm sorry, it's just very saucy, and I like a lot of cheese.
I guess.
You know what? I'll be back, guys. Over my face. So number 2, we have Marco's. Probably because we order Marco's a lot, and I'm already used to Marco's pizza.
Jesus was number 1.
I am scared of this number 1.
That's why my comment is Domino's pizza for number 1. I remember all of the Domino's people.
Wait, I want to change my Domino. I want Domino's pan pizza, not just
only black box. Only black box make it to this list.
Like yeah,
nothing else.
Domino's pan.
Devin, only the black box. Devin,
I'm a very particular person, so my order is I don't even know what kind it is, but it's the whatever the regular dough pizza is with a lot of cheese, with the barbecue chicken. Nothing can touch the barbecue chicken in Domino's. Y'all can't even lie. Plus pepperoni and pineapple.
It's better than Twisted Limes.
Trent, the barbecue chicken pizza, not the actual barbecue chicken.
Sorry.
Oh, I was like, Twisted Lime pizza?
Twisted Lime does a pizza. I've heard it's really good, but I haven't had it to add it to my list.
Let's not go there.
Yeah, let's not go there. So Domino's, I love you.
Is Compass Point. When you had a bucket, oh, the pizza is delicious.
And that pizza is everything.
I should not have to be inebriated to enjoy my pizza. My pizza should have.
It's good sober, but it's even better when you got a little something.
Okay,
I can't relate.
Okay.
So
number 5 for me is going to have to be Marina Village Pizzeria, Anya. Yes, the pizza it's good.
Forgot about that.
Oh, listen, coming down from your room, going down to get a slice of pizza. Oh, listen. Shout out to that CD.
You need to have some more chairs out there, though.
If you haven't had that CD, listen, go there for that. If you're only going for something, go for that.
Noted.
Number 4 gets its place only because they don't deliver. And if they do deliver, please let me know. Sbarro's. Sbarro's pizza is... You know what it is? You're at Junkanoo and you need something to eat. And Sbarro's used to be open. When they closed down and during Junkanoo, it just wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. You know, you could go get your box of pizza and sit upon the bleacher and watch the Valley Boys.
Yeah, not downtown.
No.
No, I don't know.
It closed downtown.
You guys can tell I don't go anywhere.
Yeah, I think they put like Alex and Annie sauce something in it. It's not.
No, Alex and Annie.
Yeah, that's true.
The only one I know is the one on Cable Beach.
Yeah. Number 3 is Marco's Pizza. So the reason Marco's is not number 2 is because Marco's is inconsistent.
Okay. They number 2 for me.
They're still okay.
They all right.
Number 2 gets its placement because they also don't deliver Mario's Pizza. I don't care who you are. If you have been to the bowling alley and you've had a pizza from there, that's like a pizza experience. That is an experience all in of itself.
I gotta try that again.
From there, I can't say.
Trust me, Anya, the next time you go bowling, whenever they're able to reopen, order pizza. Just a regular cheese or pepperoni pizza. It's just life changing. It's
let's plan a bowling day so we got the pizza.
Sure, whenever it's safe. Whenever it is safe for us to do. Yes. Number one. Number one is just what it is. It can't be compared to anything else. I mean, you literally had your 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th birthday party at Pizza Hut on either Cable Beach or Mackey Street with the red cup.
Oh, Lord.
Okay? That's when you experienced real soda. You didn't realize soda had as much acid until you had it in those red cups.
You know why they number one for me? Also, the pizza is
in the middle of the table on the thing, on the
white table, okay? Do you remember the small white table that came on your pizza? Hello?
Is it me or their pizza is small?
Their pizzas are smaller.
Pizza Hut?
Boys.
And they're also very saucy. I hope y'all heard me.
The crust is very soft. That's why I like it.
Devin, what I'm hearing is flavor. That's what I'm hearing through my
tomato sauce?
I'm hearing flavor. Okay.
Domino's is that flavor. Y'all don't like Domino's because y'all think it's a little bit dry.
What I'm once again hearing, Devin, is cardboard. Okay. What I heard come through the intercom is cardboard, and that's not what we're here for.
Domino's is boring.
Y'all disrespectful.
When I eat pizza from Domino's, I just feel like I'm eating pizza just because it's pizza, not because it's good. Yeah.
So let me tell you what it is. Domino's is everyday pizza. That's the pizza that, I'm hungry and I feeling lazy. Let me get Domino's. Pizza Hut is an experience. Pizza Hut is, I'm craving good pizza, good fast pizza, I should say. Let me go to Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut isn't something that you should have every day. Pizza Hut is something that you should build up to.
You could have Domino's every day and be satisfied.
And that's not good. Like I want to be like, oh, I need to have this pizza. I don't want to be like, oh, I could just always get it.
You know, you want to.
I'm excited when I see a Domino's pizza on my counter.
If I see Domino's on my counter, I look back in the fridge and say, "Is there anything I feel like cooking?" If I really don't feel like cooking, then I go grab a slice.
Podcast, Devin, you're going to buy us all personal pants.
Yeah.
Domino's is
with your money. Give me your wallet.
No, I say you.
I don't mind sharing.
What do you say, Jack?
Domino's is something that you feel like sharing with the family.
Okay, guys, let me say this. Pizza and Subway, for some reason, don't fill me. They don't.
Subway,
if I get pizza,
I don't understand Subway.
I have to have a whole box. With Domino's, I don't mind sharing.
Is Subway something that y'all actually crave to eat?
Yes, it is.
The seafood sensation, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. But it doesn't fill me.
Yes.
That's the only issue I have with Subway.
Macadamia cookies, yes.
I'm not really a sandwich person, so maybe that's why.
I'm definitely a sandwich boy.
Yeah.
I like hamburgers, cheeseburgers, but that's pretty much it.
All right, Devin. So the next time when we bring you back to the podcast, we're going to rate who has the best burger. Not necessarily fast food, but who just has the best burger in the bar.
So, Devin, when you do go to Subway, what do you get?
I like the meatball sandwich. What is it?
Oh boy, this is the issue.
I like the turkey. I like the roast beef, but I don't get a lot.
ELT?
Devin, you're that person. You're that person that we need to invite whenever we do a segment called Unpopular Opinion.
Oh my God! You know what? And I am strong in my opinions. There's someone out there who agrees with me. Leave it down in the comments below.
Devin is definitely that Capricorn, and I support her.
Thank you. Power to the people.
Devin, it has been a pleasure having you on this week's podcast. Make sure that you go and follow her on all our social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, at DevThalia. That's DevThalia. As well as to make sure to follow the community on Instagram and Twitter, as well as watch all and listen to us on all of the podcasting platforms. So Apple, SoundCloud, as well as those who are watching us on YouTube. Thank you for watching this week's podcast. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye.